Well, good day, folks. NBWildman here again. Just want to show you a quick setup of how I support my snares out there on the Coyote line and the Fox line. I built a pretty basic snare, just a regular, usually I put a 50-pound kill spring on here, but I haven't got one on this one. But whatever snares you use, this will work. The problem I have is that when you put a tangle cable, or some guys use a 4-foot extension, some guys use a 3-foot extension, whatever it is that you use to tangle up your catch, supporting the snare on the trail or supporting the snare where you want it to be after that becomes a chore. So what I've done is I've created or built these dandy pieces of equipment right here, and these are basically what I use to support snares out on the line, and they are great. I'm going to run you through how to make one real quick, and then I'll show you how good they are to use. So I use 12 gauge wire. I buy this at Kent or Home Depot or wherever, and I spool off about 4 feet of wire to start with. You can vary the length depending on what you want to use and how long you want your ties to be. Once you've straightened out your wire a little bit, I typically try to keep this as straight as I can so that I can make my loop in the middle. It's up to you. So again, you can adjust the length of these as much as you want depending on what works for you on your line. So once I've got this straight, it's no problem. I just bring my two ends together and pull these down, pull this down tight. So once it's here and I've made my loop roughly in the center of my wire, I now lock that in the vise. Like about the size of a toonie is good, or a loony, or whatever you want. And then I lock this in the vise. Then I pull my wires out straight. Okay, so that just gives you them straight like this. I then use anything at all, really, pair of pliers, whatever you got, and make loops in the end. They're a good size. Okay, so just make a couple of loops in the end. Grab your drill, and all I've done is I've put an O-ring or an O-clamp hook in there. All right, loop the 2 hooks in, and then start your drill. What this is going to do is exactly that. Okay, so that just spins around, twists this all up, gives it a good solid frame to support your snare. Once that's done, back to my little anvil here, and I just cut off the ends. So, once that's done, snip these off. Well, now I can't do it because we're video. Okay, so once that's done, you're basically left with this. It's really strong, so you can jam it in the ground, no problem. Like, you can push it in as far as you want. And the way they work is pretty simple. Take your snare, pull it down almost all the way, slide your loop through, and you've got your extension wire attached to this side of the snare. Pull your loop through, and then loop it over the bottom of this support, and then run it back up. Once that's done, you can stick this in the ground at any angle. You want to stick it straight up and down, or whatever angle works to drive it in the ground, and then just simply set your snare the way that you want it to go. And this will completely hold your snare at any angle. You can change it, you can move it up and down, you can bend this to fit the trail, you can do whatever you want. And then as your animal passes through, of course, it just locks down, and this will obviously be part of the tangle, but it's really designed to have an extension wire go to something solid. You can stick this on the side of a hay bale if you want it to set out straight. You can stick this in a round bale or a hay bale on the side of, however you choose to do this, wherever your snare is going to go. You can also stick this straight up and down into, say, a field, with a good trail going through the middle or whatever, you've got it in a field, and then you can bend it to keep it your whatever height off the ground that you want to keep it, and then set your snare and you're all set. Anyway, just quick and easy, thought I'd share with you how I do my supports These are easy to lug around. You can lug a dozen of these around. You can set however many snares you want. And again, you just drive them in and hook your snare to them and you're good to go. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe for more hunting, shooting, trapping videos. Give us a like, send us any questions or comments you might have. And hope this worked out for you. NBWildman out.